right, man. What are we gonna do to this car, Joel?
So we're gonna start with the engine steam cleaning. And we're gonna do an exterior wash. Basically just get it ready for the show. It's gonna be showing tomorrow.
Have you worked in this car before?
This vehicle I've never worked on. No, I haven't. This will be the first time.
Have you done a show car before?
Yes, I grew up actually working on show vehicles. My father's owned lowriders. So I grew up washing them, and it is a bit of a different process. This one we'll be foaming it. We're not going to do anything crazy to it. We're not going to do any any heavy scrubbing. We're not going to need any of that. We're just going to do a nice gentle wash, and then about a 95% air dry.
All right, Joel, I see you working on this nice car, man.
Yep.
But you were telling me you have to take precautions on any car, but more especially on these type of cars, like what?
Yeah, when you're working on custom vehicles, you always want to make sure that you're leaning over the right way, you're using the proper tools. Also, even if you're getting close to the vehicle in any way, if you are going to make contact with it, you want to make sure that your clothes don't have anything that's going to damage or scratch the vehicle. You don't want them. You want to make sure that you're not you're rubbing against any of the areas that could be that could possibly scratch it. Some jeans are a little rough, have rivets on them. You may just be wearing the denim itself can actually scratch the bodywork of the car as well. It's just I always wear everything soft. We wear more athletic wear, so there's not going to be any risk of scratching or damaging the vehicle. Any kind of chains, anything, wallets, anything that's exposed on the outside of your clothes, zippers, those are like your enemy.
Really?
Just reaching over, you can scratch something. So we're always really cautious of what we're wearing as we're detailing.
Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever scratched somebody by accident?
Yes, I have. It was actually a family member's car when I was first starting out. I had some a sweater that had a zipper, and the zipper was hanging on the bottom, and I was doing the top portion of the car. It was an SUV, and when I came down off of my bench, I noticed that it had scratched. The whole time I was reaching over, moving around, I was scratching and rubbing. So even belts, if you're wearing jeans or something, if you're wearing a belt, that's, you got to be careful with that as well.
Wait, is it that uncle that doesn't talk to you anymore because of it? Is that what happened?
Nah, not that uncle. Different uncle.
Did they forgive you?
Yeah, they did. I was able to polish it out.
Oh, okay.
But I had to do wet sanding and polishing, so. But yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that anymore.
You learned your lesson that day?
Yeah. Definitely learned my lesson, yeah. Got some special towels for this car, color coordinated, courtesy of Clean Garage.
All right, Joel, how's everything going, man?
It's looking good. We're just steaming out all this chrome right here, getting all the finishing touches on the interior. Steaming, it just needs a light steam, nothing crazy in here. There's some original, like the AC and the defrost and the vent, that's all original. It looks like the gauges and everything it looks like they've been updated, but for the most part, it's the original, outer portion of it. It's painted surfaces, but we do have some vinyl panels here that we're steaming out. Door jambs need a lot of work. Carpet needs a vacuum, and then we're steaming the threads and just giving the seats a light exfoliation. But it's all painted up here too, so we're making sure that we get all these areas. When the windows are rolled down, it has a lot of buildup back here. You can kind of see the dirt and grime on the painted surface on the inside here. So yeah, probably about another 15 minutes in this area, and then we're gonna move on to the exterior.
All right, Joel. So one thing I know about car people, they like things a certain way.
Yes.
I don't want to say picky, but they want it to look nice.
Oh yes.
Have you ever dealt with a car show like this? A show car? What do you call it? Show car?
A show vehicle. I would say a show vehicle or a classic restoration.
Have you ever dealt with something like this?
Yes.
Or first time?
Yes. No, I've done these quite a bit. One of my neighbors actually builds hot rods. I work a lot with him. My first introduction into car washing was actually through lowriders. So we're talking, custom vehicles with custom wheels, paint jobs that are, tens of thousands of dollars. So there's a level of awareness you have to have when you are working with these. Some of the parts in these vehicles are obsolete, so you have to make sure that you're being very delicate with them, using the right techniques and the right processes so you're not damaging anything that could possibly be irreplaceable.
Would you recommend, let's say there was a beginner detailer and he gets hit up for a car like this, what advice would you have for him?
Stay away from it.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
This is not, because if you damage something, a lot of people put a lot of money into these, and sometimes these are passed down from generation to generation. So it may be somebody's father's car that they decided to restore, and they put $50, $60, $100,000, $200,000 into it to restore it. And if something's damaged, or so these have so much sentimental value to people, they put a lot of time, effort, and money into these. So there could be a
pretty much pass on it.
Yeah, I would, unless you feel really confident in your skill set and what you're doing, because a lot of these are special order. Some of the upholsteries, made to order, fit perfect. Matching the paint, or or maybe it's imported from somewhere, or it's a limited edition type of hide for the leather. So you really got to be very, very gentle. And if you are going to jump into that, if it's your first time, I would use the very, very minimal, chemicals on it that you would need. I'm using all steam. I'm not using any chemicals on the interior here, because you never know what kind of reaction some of these older pieces are gonna react to, whatever it is that you're spraying on it. All right, guys, before we continue any further with the detail, I do want to give a shout out to the Clean Garage. I got some new specialty products from the Clean Garage, and I just want to share them with you, show you guys quality and some specialty products that they offer. So first thing that I received from them was this new grit guard. This new grit guard is made specifically for them in their signature color. It includes grips and an interlocking area where you're going to not trap dirt only once, but twice. So it's heavy duty. As you can see, the dirt area where it traps the dirt is extremely small. It's larger here, and then it funnels through here. So you're going to secure all that dirt on the bottom of the bucket. Also, the next thing from Polka Premium, we have some holders for your foam cannons, for your trigger guns, for any items, possibly even your micro polishers. You could use it for multiple items, and this is actually, we're going to mount these inside of the van so we can hold some of our products. Your Tornador guns, your triggers, all of those. And I also got some 320 GSM interior towels. These are also great for removing polishes. They're going to be super soft. These are by the Rag Company, and these are their signature colors as well. I've been using them on everything from glass to exterior polish removal and interior. So they're actually really, really nice, really soft, really plush, great quality products. So if you guys are looking for those really nice specialty products for your detailing rigs, or just for if you're a DIYer at home looking to have some high quality products, check out Clean Garage. I'll plug the link below, and thank you again. Shout out to the Clean Garage. Let's get on with the video.
drill. So what's left on the car?
It's all done.
So that's
Good.
all right, man. So what last inspections should someone do who's detailing a car and wants it to be perfect?
Glass is always number one. I always try to get into the driver's seat and just kind of look around to see if there's anything from the driver's point of view that was missed in any way, whether it be the seat belt or the windshield or even the gauges or any of your, any of the gears. Also just, I try to walk around, and if I'm applying any kind of sealant, I try to go through and do it twice, just in case I missed any, especially if I'm polishing, to just make sure that I didn't miss any spots that were, left with a little bit of residue on it. And then just the tire shine, making sure the tire shine's good. The lips right here, this area, obviously there's damage here. This is a car that's being, that was restored. So, all those little areas, wherever it's finished, always make sure that it's good. Tar removal, some of this tar doesn't come off all the time when you're during the wash process. So even if you're hitting it with like a heavy tar remover, sap remover, anything like that, it can still be problematic towards the end of the detail. But those are the very last things I do. I usually wait till the very end to do the bead maker and those last sealant touches. But yeah, I usually try to do it two rounds just to make sure that everything is clean. But windshield, anything from the driver's point of view, all glass, rims, tires, tire shine, those lips along the wheel wells, and then any kind of tar that's there, and then any kind of spots on the chrome.
What about any water drips?
Water drips,
is that easy to miss? Or what do you do so you don't miss those?
It is easy to miss, and there's sometimes sometimes you can't do anything about it, because sometimes the areas are, it might be a door handle, and even though we're blowing out at a very high speed, you can still, hours later, if you open the door, close the door, you might have some drippage from the impact of the door slamming. It may loosen up some moisture in there, and then you might have a drip run. So those are things that are, unfortunately, they're unavoidable in the detailing world, but we do our best to try to get rid of them. If there's some areas that are really, really problematic, like if you have a hood that has a badge on it, or sometimes like, a Camaro or a Chevy or diesels, they'll have a little hump, and then on that hump they'll have a badge of something, and sometimes underneath those badges you'll have water run out, if it's at an angle. So what I tend to do is I'll put a microfiber towel at the very, maybe the last hour I'm working on the car after the wash. I'll have it sit there so it's just gathering all the water, so that water's not streaking down and causing any water spotting or any kind of discoloration throughout the rest of the detail.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys, we're all finished up with this classic truck detail. Hope you took away some of these techniques in order to make sure that you're maintaining the integrity of the vehicle and you're taking care of those delicate areas. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and share.